Let me tell you a story, just a volume you may. The main boy was called Corey, and that day was round May. Just south of Atlanta and west of Savannah, little Corey went cruising and never looked back. Hell-bent on escaping, his stomach still quaking, so fast he fled without time to pack a snack. The boy had no job, no woman, no land, an empty void, nothing more in the palm of his hand. His mixtapes dropped, but deaf ears were all found. Despite hearing the call and forfeiting all, his wings failed to lift him up from the ground. So he left Atlanta and nothing behind, driven to tears with the life he'd constructed. The past disappeared in the mirror, empty of remind. He hoped perhaps 'twas the city that obstructed. Off with the angels, he'd prayed he'd find home. Def Jam, death row, the boy didn't care. Any friend is best when one's all alone, and any clothing could tour when bare. Little did he know, and who could blame him? Fate alone chooses when to show, and her arrival so often grim. For days young Corey drove, his car with no AC, mile after mile scored with bars by Jay-Z. Yet amidst the Navajo Nation, young Corey would stop. Going 100 in his Civic, he caught the regard of a cop. He pulled to the side and hoped he'd find mercy, but one look at this man and Corey could foresee he'd carry the same luck of his number 13 Hawks jersey. The man's gaze was as rough as desert sands. He asked for documents and snatched them with force. Corey took note of the massive hands, and his forearms as thick as the neck of a horse. The officer held the boy's license tight in his grip. He muttered, "Long way from Georgia," then let the cart slip. Shocked and appalled, Corey only showed calm. His face stood stone, though he really just wanted his mom. "I know a fake when I see it," the cop bellowed. "What's your real name?" he shouted at the fellow. "It's Corey, sir," the boy whined. The cop's voice boomed wide and far. "You want to play this game? Then fine. Get your ass out of the car." Young Corey did as he's told, but when he abdicated the seat, he found the air had gone cold. That and the cop had no feet. Though human north of his waist, the man had appeared. From his belt down, he had hooves like a steer. Corey stared and he stared, unsure of his sight. The cop had transformed, and it had now become night. "I see not a Corey standing before me," the beast began his speech, "but a frightened young rhymer he be, rapping under the ridiculous name Big Peach." Corey lost all his words. How would this demon know he? The boy could barely find one fan to buy a CD. "Lil Peach be more appropriate, both stature and skill. Standing before me he looks not even fit to lyrically kill." The officer circled, his eyes blew flames. "You insult me, boy, by claiming this game. Now die you must, for it's blood I seek. Even blood is thin from a boy so meek." Corey stood still as the demon just roared. Then the monsters emerged right up from the floor. His fate had been sealed, no way out 'twas clear. But more cards had been dealed. Perhaps he need not fear. The boy had given his life to the rhyme, and this may be the time for him to finally shine. Corey grit his teeth and fired back. "Okay, demon, I'll lay you some bars. You choose the track, the one that will bear host to your scars." The demon grew larger and roared once more. "How dare ye speak so? I'll send you to hell right through this floor, an eternity in flames, flesh baking like dough." Corey hid his smile before completing the flow, with the timeless quip, "Well, your mama's a hoe." The monsters all gasped. Big Peach be a savage. No doubt his degree granted from the street. Dybukk chose a rapper far above average. He now runs the risk of getting his demon ass beat. "Silence, you fools," Dybukk warned the minions. "Give not a shit do I of your opinions. My anger, it only grows. Here be the stipulations, accept them or fail. 2 rhymes, 4 lines, you know how this goes. Spit ye fire, ye win, but spit trash, ye bail. See, I be Dybukk, no demon is fierce, and I seek a human body whose form I may pierce. So rap we shall, and your head I will flaunt. I'll have you suffer tenfold for each foolish taunt." "And if I win," the boy replied, "what could you do for me?" greater men than you have tried and died. But should you succeed, let's see. My power knows no bounds, all glory and gain. I may grant money, women, or even fame. Dybukk, stop, I can take no more boast. Be a gracious host, say your rhyme, yield your time, then let me get back on the road to the coast. The demon grew weary of the boy's rude tongue. He took a breath and blew a cloud of dark sulfur. He then stuffed lyrics within his own lungs, then spit fire so harsh it burned ulcers. A boy so weak, so meek, can barely even speak. He failed in the south, now he'll burn deeper in hell. With his physique I'll sell more than DaBaby in under a week. His father no longer shall mourn his wasted sperm cells. The demons all laughed. Dybukk plays no games. BP was all but set to take his place among the lames. But the boy from Georgia was undeterred. He cracked a smirk, aired out his shirt, and muttered the following words. Dybukk raps and acts like a demon as evil can be, but till now I'd never heard his name, and I see why. He has no game. I mean, at least Paimon got his own movie. The spot had been hit, the ego destroyed. The mention of Paimon had done more than annoyed. Dybukk knew well and thought it was hidden. Talk of Paimon and Hereditary around him was strictly forbidden. Before he laid rhymes, Dybukk wanted to act. Paimon and him had made a pact. They'd head to Hollywood from hell and never look back. But LA was worse. No work to be found. The two demons struggled and struggled like never before. It seemed they were destined to once more be hellbound. Then Paimon got the call from A24. His career took off. Astor knocked it clear out of the park, and Dybukk could only scoff. Back to hell, forgotten and bodiless, he had to embark. Big Peach was so wise, he found the right words. Thus his body was saved, and his soul unpurged. Dybukk, ashamed, asked, "What seek ye then?" With no pause at all, a team of the best marketing men. Thus Dybukk made it so. Big Peach now played on all the radios, and the demon went back to hell with yet another L. Now Peach is a king, he wants for naught. Fame, features with Young Thug, and all the bling. But best of all, something that cannot be bought. His self-doubt drove him from the south. He really thought he was a hack. But once he silenced a demon's mouth, he actually turned back. See, the demon taught him a valuable lesson. Time spent rhyming beats time spent stressing. Peach was a rapper. God made that so. He realized this when he called that demon's mom a hoe. LA is nice, but Atlanta was home. And whether it be Lando, New York, or wherever he'd roam, Big Peach was his name. It mattered not how well known. A rapper is a rapper. The stream numbers mean nothing. When he told Dybukk he was Corey, it was only himself he was bluffing. So take this tale and learn from it well. Even a demon who rules down in hell has no power over he who knows who he be. And of course, if you haven't already, go on Netflix and stream Hereditary. I just realized that to understand this ballad, which is anything but pallid, knowing the plot of that film is kind of necessary. Oh well. That was the Ballad of Big Peach, written, produced, and rapped by me, Josh Ramirez. Thank you so much for listening. We got a lot of cool stories coming up for October. It's going to be all Halloween. That was kind of a taste of it. And then the big season finale in November, 5-part story, Other People's Money. All that coming soon, so please spread the word. Keep listening, let people know. And also keep an eye out for my book, Angie's Move, my first novel coming out very soon. More details on that to come. Once again, thank you so much for listening, and I appreciate any and all spreading on social media, just in conversation, anything. Thank you.